just before this video begins, I just want to say that I'm going to release a world download of this base here with water on, and a little bit of area here so you guys can do some cannons if that is what you want. Hello buddy, and welcome back for a new video. This time I have made myself a base here, and this goes over the concept of what's best for bases right now. And I kind of want to share this with you guys because some of you guys might not know how to actually kind of defend yourself against some of the many cannons that is out here. But let's just go right from the start here. So this is a world border base. That means that it is aiming at the world border. So that means that if it's a 1.7 world border and you can stack on the world border, this base wouldn't go. But if it's a 1.8 world border and the sand breaks on it and stuff like that, then you should be just fine with this base here. And I'm gonna give a schematic on the setup and how everything is going up, and I'm gonna go layout for the netherrack, so you can just pour the lava, and then of course the sponges down below. But let's just go right for it here. Let's start. Right here we have the base, and if you look at Fmap, we have a full 20 box claim, and that is a total of 1032 claims. And that is a full box, 20 out to each side. So let's just go for it. Right here we have walls all the way down to bedrock, and we do that because we don't want to get midair stacked from the bottom, as well as reverse and nuked into the base, which is right here. And this is overkill, by the way. You don't need this much empty space under your base, but you need at least 2 or 3 chunks away from the base. So that means that you can go around here, something like that. But just so it takes a while to make create a backboard. If you can't do it over the world border. If you can do it over the world border, and this is a mistake, by the way, then you should be able to go right here. Stack, and you're in the base. But if you can't do it on the world border, you'll have to do it all the way out to like right here. And you can't even do it here. Yeah, no, you can't even do it on the sand wall, because that is not going to be the gravel wall, because that is not going to be watered. It's only going to be this one that is watered. So that is why this gravel wall here is right here, because that is just a really pain if you have to make the back stacks, because it is just disappearing because you can't get any water down. But let's just see here. The walls right here, they have what I would call a cut in it, and these cuts is to prevent reverse nuking. So if you have a problem with people tunneling you and then reverse nuking your walls to sky limit, then these cuts here prevents it if you water them. And they are all separate, so that means that they won't be able to shoot in between and just like skip a hell of a lot of the walls. You will only be able to skip one, and then it goes down here again, and there's a cut. It is like that to all the walls here, as you can see, and then it goes down again right here. So it's more like almost like a staircase, but you get the drill. And that is the last wall here where the gravel wall is, and this is of course watered. Everything is water caught. But let's just go ahead and go into the gravel wall here, because the gravel wall is kind of important, and it is right there for a reason. So you see, this is like 20-15 walls away from the gravel wall, and normally people will put it out right here as the last wall. But I have seen issues with people trying to cannon that gravel wall just so you get out to fix it, or just so you like the entire faction gets on, just to annoy you. So right here, they will have to cannon through these walls before they get into the gravel wall. Even though that's a lot of walls, the gravel wall here will probably detect them, and they still have a long ways to go. So that is why it's very important that the gravel wall is almost out here, and this is why it is so damn big. And that is probably going to be a mess, but oh well. That is the best thing you can do. If you put it all the way in here where the base is, then you have, if let's say you put it right here on this block right there, that means that you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 walls to get in. before the end, and that is with a 4 or 5 second auto. That is not really a long time. So it is so important that your checker is all the way out. You can even move the checker maybe 5 walls and then place it right here. But again, if people are going to take your take their time to cut through these walls and just try to hit the gravel wall just because you want to be dicks, then you kind of have an issue. But that is all for like the gravel wall here. Even though I want to go a little bit more in details about this gravel wall and why you should have a gravel wall, because many of you guys might not know it. But let me just put this charger in my headset. There you go. It's a wireless headset, so it's starting to complain. Alright, but the gravel wall right here have whetstone on top of it, and as many as you guys know that if the whetstone is right here and there's a line going all the way here, so this means that all this whetstone, if just one single gravel is broken, that will mean that the light will disappear. And the light will probably disappear all the way over here, but I'll be there in a second. So that means that you will have a home right here, or you can have a whetstone detector client, or if you use that, I'm not gonna say against you or something like that. You do what you want, but you can have an alt right here, and you can just set the F home. Actually, people can check it. If whetstone is out, then you are in trouble. If it's not, then you're good. Normally you will need some alts to load the chunks, because if you break it over there, the whetstone signal is still on over here, so you'll need alts in the corners. Right in that corner here should be good, and then maybe halfway into this here, because this right here is a lot bigger than this right here, so that is kind of tricky. But let me see here. We went over this the wraps. These goes wraps all the way around. These is all wraps, as including the gravel wall is wraps. And then you have pillars, and that is because you don't need all those wraps. That is just kind of a waste of time, but you can't really call it a waste of time because pillars actually take longer to create than wraps. But sometimes it is really, really hard to actually load all the chunks if you don't have any walls. So that is why I did pillars here and then straight walls here, to kind of prevent any fuck-ups. But right here there's 1,600 pillars on each side. That means that is right there, and then we have the same over on the other side, and this right here is a straight walls, by the way. So after the straight walls and the pillars, you have the 50 wraps, and that is kind of to prevent all mid-air stackers and stuff like that. Even though this over here will prevent it, you still want a little bit more defense, and that is why we have 50 wraps. So that is a lot of left shooting or mid-air stacking if you want to do that. And at last, if you get through all our walls, we have what we call trapdoor fillers, and this is a pain to build, but this is an amazing defense, and I hope that you guys will use it. And as you see here, they are all separate. That means that the trapdoor is in each second one, and that is why it is so hard to actually raid. That is because of that trapdoor there. That is kind of tricky, and it goes all the way down to bedrock right here. And why do we have these trapdoor fillers so close to the base? And that is because it is, as I said, a pain to build. And if you want to do these trapdoor fillers further out, then you're gonna increase the size of it, and that is just gonna be really, really tricky and really annoying, and it's not really gonna be done. So that's why this is the first wall. Just try to get it done before everything else. And if they get so close to the base, well, then you have a defense that's probably gonna take a while to get through, and that is kind of important in this situation here. But I think that is just about it. This is a 3-chunk base, by the way, and there's no glitch layers or something like that, because that's only Archon, you use that, but you can probably add it. But right here, those are the trapdoor folders, and after the trapdoor folders we have extended water layers, and I'm gonna show you that in a second. Let's give me a sec here. Alright, so this right here is extended water layers, and that means that they go all the way out to right here, over the walls here, and that is because we don't want to get reverse nuked. So that is why they are here. So the only place you'll be able to reverse nuke is right here, and that will not really do any good. So that is why it is like that. And this right down here is, as I said, this is overkill. You don't need to do this. I have a little model of the trapdoor fillers here if you want to skim it quick, so you can quickly use that. You can do that if that is what you want. The sponges is 100% correct. There is 4 in between each, and there is of course right here we have the cobblestone. You can choose to put slabs right here, but if your server let torches break sand, then I would suggest you do that instead. But all in all, the slabs here works just fine, and everything is correct. I use a little bit too many sponges for the pillars here, but I think that's just fine. That's like 1,600 sponges, which is not that much. But all the sponges is correct, and you're gonna get a schematic of that as well. So you get a schematic on how to set up the base walls, how to set up the sponges, and that is basically it. And then you're kind of ready to go ham and actually get something out of your base. But this is the perfect base. Someone might have added a more custom defense, but you don't really need it, because unless your server has a problem with a lot of autocannons, you don't really need that many custom defenses. So right here we have, this is actually 15 chunks, so that means that you have 5 chunks if you want to do custom defense. That's why I haven't made it all the way out. But all in all, that is 1,032 claims in it for full 20 bucks, and I'm pretty sure that should be just fine. So I don't think there's anything more we can talk about. Some servers you might want glitch layers. From some servers you might not. So that's why I just made a 3-chunk base, so you guys will be able to get it correct. And you can even do a bigger base. You can just kinda, on my schematic, you can kinda skip the trapdoors here and then make the base right here, or make the base right here, or here, or here. That will still be correct with the layout for the netherrack, but the sponges is a little bit wrong. But that shouldn't really be an issue, because all the sponges right here is under the walls. So no matter what, you can't stack on sponges. But I think that is just about it. There's not really much else about the space here. Really, but it's a really nice defense. And this is just kind of a base I would create, and that is because I think I have just about anything you could ever imagine that would be an issue. Let's just see here. Down here we go all the way down to bedrock, and the walls extend all the way down to bedrock. So that means that there is of course not going to be sponges on the schematic for that one. So that would be, yeah, right here it stops. So that means that all these walls here goes all the way down to bedrock. And that is kind of, again, to prevent the midair stacking from the bottom. But I've actually seen that. I've seen people, if people have a sky base, they're gonna go and reverse stack right here on midair stack. Reverse or midair stack, it doesn't really matter. One of those things. And then create a backboard right here, you can actually go up in the base end. So that is kind of a little bit dangerous. But this base should stop just about any single cannon you could imagine. The only problem is fusing cannons for the trapdoor filters. But I think we should be just fine. So this is the ultimate base for just about any faction server if you want to build it. It is probably not a solo work, because this is a lot of lava buckets and so, but for a bigger faction with more like 5 people or something, this should actually be possible. I made this almost solo on fadeaway, so this should actually be possible for you guys to create. And it's of course you can change out the pillars with wraparounds if you have enough people to load the chunks. It's just important that you have enough. But all in all, really nice base, the best defense you can get. My name is Dexter, and remember to subscribe to my channel.